Hello everyone, this is Lashette from Scarlet Moon Creations and I am back. This is my January flip through and February setup of my Divination journal. So one of the reasons I'm scaling back on my regular bullet journal videos and setups specifically is because I want to put more of that creative and artistic energy into some of my other journals that I feel have been suffering a little bit from attention, and making videos helps with that. So I have this like sparkly gold journal that I'm using this year and a little bit last year as my divination journal. And I call it that because sometimes I put astrology things in there and bibliomancy readings. So it's not just tarot and oracle. And I got this from my local Family Dollar. So it's a cheap notebook, but live, love, sparkle, guys. These are some of the cards and decks I used this month. All right, so far my January setup wasn't very elaborate, and I had the whole Vlogmas thing I was dealing with, so I didn't get too creative with it, but I did wind up using this cute thin washi tape. And what I do for my covers page basically is just the title, and I want to list what decks I plan on using, and I'll add to the list at the end of the month if I add any decks, and talk about any spreads I plan on using or any spreads I wind up using, and what I call my practices of the month, and any particular repetitive things like challenges. So in January, the decks I used were the Good Tarot, and I mostly used that for dreams and what do you call it? Affirmations. The next one I used was the Deviant Moon Tarot, which I barely used, but that was continuing my Drop 'em 78, which I was able to finish at the end of the month. I also used the Line Strider Tarot, which was not in my original plans, but I had planned for that for the Wave Skimmer Challenge, which I'll get to. I also used the Sacred Destinies Oracle, which was a new to me deck, a gift I got for Yule. I first picked this because of it matching so well with the Line Strider Tarot. You can check out my deck pairing video for that. I also used it just for random daily draws. Now, the next few were supposed to be with the Deviant Moon Tarot, as I'm studying that deck for Drop 'em 78, but I only wound up using them once or twice. The Spirit Keepers Tarot, Revelations Edition, and the Simplicity Tarot, and the Herb Crafters Tarot. So those I didn't mark in this journal. I did the studying in the study journal that I created specifically for that deck. Last but not least, I used the Light Seers Tarot in conjunction with the Deviant Moon Tarot, which you'll see. So here are some of my readings. I did a year ahead spread, or what the Mindful Tarot calls Wheel of Life spread, and I used the Light Seers Tarot as the light work and the Deviant Moon Tarot as a shadow work card. And that light work versus shadow work thing is my take on it for this year. And I pulled 12 cards for each one. And my hub cards, the ones in the middle, were the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. So every month I'll be looking at those two cards from those two decks. And that's how I use the Light Seers Tarot this month. Also, here in my divination journal, I have my 2023 plans. And first up, I have the Warts and Cunning Tea and Tarot spreads that she puts out every astrological sign. And Dropping 78, I want to continue with the Deviant Moon Tarot. The Afro Divination Challenges by Hermit's Mirror, I want to continue, one of which was the Wave Skimmer Challenge. Then 22 weeks with the Spirit Keeper's Tarot Revelations. That's something that Benabel Wen put together for those who own those decks. And we'll see. We'll see. My card of the year, or the card of the year, is the Chariot, which also happens to be my birth card. So I wanted to do some study on that. Do a Wheel of Life year ahead spread, which you saw. And then the deck studies. This decks I want to study the Herb Crafter's Tarot, the Line Strider's Tarot, definitely. 2 I started last year, and I hadn't decided, but when filming this, I figured, you know what, let me just finish the decks I started studying instead of adding more. So the Fairies Oracle, which I'm actually almost done with, so there's that. The Line Strider, I've actually would be starting, so I'm going to take that off. The Afro-Brazilian Tarot, which I know is going to take quite some time. But the Light Seer's Tarot, which I did start last year. And lastly, of course, the Deviant Moon Tarot, which I am also halfway through already. So should not take me the entire year. Those are the decks I'm studying. The next thing I did in my divination journal over here was talk about the 2022 card of the year, which I never did last year. That was the Lover's card, and what I did was pull out my favorite lovers. So last year I also did finally the tag 22 faves, and my favorite Lover's card actually came from the Thoth Tarot. And so I talked about that and how I thought that, popped up in the year for me in 2022. And then I have a spread using the Good Tarot, which is a bit of a weird tarot deck. The images don't quite fit tarot to me, but the guidebooks have like affirmation type phrases in them, so that's what I used it for at night. I sometimes get anxious when I'm very busy and have a hard time sleeping, so I was pulling cards to kind of give myself a nightly pep talk, like this 9 of Fire, and it finally made sense. I put like stickers in there as well. Next were my spreads for the days 1 and 2 of Hermit's Mirror's Wave Skimmer Challenge. So Hermit's Mirror on Instagram and his website, he has these Astro Divination challenges, one for each astrological sign. The Wave Skimmer Challenge is for the sign of Cancer. I have done 9 of 12 of these, but 3 of these challenges fall at times of year that I'm usually too busy doing other things. So I was attempting to do this one during the new moon in Cancer, or full moon in Cancer, sorry. And I already knew what deck I wanted to use, and that was the Line Strider Tarot. It's got those watercolory images. I used washi tape that I have from like this mermaid watery set from Michaels, and these various blue shades of ballpoint pens. And each day, they're usually 10-day challenges. You get a set of questions and spreads, activities and things to do. It's not too elaborate or too dense to handle each day, and it's only 10 days, not a full month-long challenge, which is nice, and I always learn a lot. I'll show you some of the spreads. So this was day 1 and day 2 of the challenge. I also randomly did some daily pulls with both the Good Tarot and the Line Strider Tarot because they do look good together. And like I said, I kind of use the Good Tarot more like a oracle deck because the imagery, while beautiful, doesn't quite fit to me. I also pulled randomly, because I haven't talked about it too much yet, from the Sacred Destinies Oracle, some cards from time to time. And I didn't use this very much because this was before I had filmed my walkthrough and the pairings. So I would just pull a random card just to kind of get an idea of what was the point. If that makes sense. So like this courage card, here I was in bed wondering about this deck. That's why there's so many videos about this deck out right now. Just me playing with it, I guess. Back to the good tarot. I was pulling those cards sometimes on evenings before bed, like I said. So on this one on the left, I had pulled the Tower card. And then I also randomly did this huge spread that I did not record in my journal here. So I'm just showing it to you. The top row is all of the Line Strider Tarot, and then I have the Good Tarot in the middle here, and on the bottom, the Sacred Destiny Oracle. Just some late night or just evening playing with the cards. Last but not least, I had made notes here from Lisa Papez's How to Use Oracle Cards. That spread before was something I never got around to, and maybe I will have gotten to it in February. Okay, so what we've got to set up my spread, my cover page for February. I'm mainly going to use this washi tape. It's just pink with red dots on it. And this one. I'm also going to be going back to the Wave Skimmer Challenge. So back to this set that I got a while ago from Michaels for, what do you call it? Those spreads. Possibly this one and here. After a lot of back and forth, as you see, I decided to keep it simple with just the washi tapes for now. I had already used this pink Inkjoy, Papermate Inkjoy pen to do the title and script, and I'm using this purple cheap ballpoint pen I got from a dollar store as like an offset color. And yeah, the cover is basically to let me know like what decks I used and what practices I did and what spreads I used. That's pretty much it. So it's mostly text, so I have to save space with as far as decorating goes. The first deck I'm using is the Line Strider Tarot. I want to continue the Wave Skimmer Challenge, if nothing else. I did the first 2 days, so I have the other 8 days to go through. Honestly, this month, February, is going to be a lot of continuation with using decks from the previous months. Next, I want to continue using the Sacred Destinies Oracle because I did start using this for like dream interpretation, which in the guidebook it mentions it can be used for. I only did it once, so I didn't show you that, but I want to do that some more. And I think these cards are really good for that. Not necessarily a super in-depth interpretation because it's like pull one card, but I liked what happened that one time, so I want to try it again. A new deck is the Soul Trees Oracle, which I've had for several years now. I haven't used it in a while though, but I think it would pair really well with the Line Strider Tarot, having a full color deck of cards here. I came across somebody whose website was about self-love readings, or they had a page on their website about self-love readings, and I find the Soul Trees Oracle very comforting, and I think with the Line Strider Tarot, those will be good for trying some self-love readings. February is the month of love, right? Next up, I'm bringing back the Good Tarot. Affirmations, I want to try doing those on a regular basis. I'm really happy because I wasn't using this deck at all, and I never thought about using it like that. So I'm happy to be pulling it out, and I want to continue doing so. Doing daily affirmations is part of my morning routine anyway, so why not use a card deck for that? These next two should come as no surprise. The Lightseer's Tarot and the Deviant Moon Tarot to continue with my Wheel of Life year ahead readings. I have 2 cards for every month, so you will be seeing these every month. But also the Deviant Moon Tarot, I did not get to do a spread or reading about the card of the year, my birth card, the Chariot, and my favorite is the one from the Deviant Moon deck here. I talked about the practices I plan to do when explaining why I picked the decks. As for the spreads, I'll probably do a full moon and a dark moon spread, and maybe one for Imbolc or for Aquarius if I get to them, if I remember. Anything else I'll fill in at the end of the month. So guys, let me know what you think of this video. I'll probably do these like this from now on, kind of vlog style, where I show you the spreads and the cards as well as the journal itself. And when I have more time, I'll be more elaborate. But this was a kind of in January plan to switch up my plan with me videos. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Anyway guys, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you are new, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming. I have another journal plan with me coming. Links in the description to all of my supplies and all the decks and things I mentioned here, and channels, challenges, all of that stuff will be there. And there's also a link to my Etsy shop where I make all natural bath and body products, as well as offer readings with tarot and oracle decks. There's a 10% off discount code. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.